Good afternoon, everyone. Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. It's Monday afternoon, and that means it's time for our scheduled segment with the Better Business Bureau, a consumer safety spotlight, kind of going over some different topics to kind of help people watch their wallets and keep more of their hard-earned money. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in the esteemed Josh Planos. Again, Josh, how are you doing today? It's been a couple weeks since we've talked. How have you been?
I've been good, Bill. I'm not sure esteemed is an appropriate label, but I'm happy to be here. And as always, thank you for the opportunity to share some important information on consumer protection.
Yeah, 100%. And today, again, like always, we have another good topic. And again, a timely topic because a lot of people are about to spend a lot of money because it's back to school supply shopping season. I have two class lists myself, and based on my experience last year of doing this, I'm not excited about doing it this year. But you're going to kind of give us some tips, make sure we're watching our wallets. So again, a lot of folks in just the next couple of weeks, school is going to be starting. They have their class lists. I mean, what are you telling folks? What are you telling them to watch out for?
Well, research is going to be your friend, just like it always is. Anytime you're going into a situation where you're buying seasonal products, you want to make sure that you're itemizing everything, that you have a plan of attack before you enter into that retail store, or if convenience is your priority to shop online. You want to make sure that you're at least taking advantage of this opportunity to ask for discounts, to buy in bulk, things that will help you down the road because it's not just every August that folks need pens and paper. You can use that year round. You can buy, in fact, for many years to come if you have the strategy in place. So taking advantage of the opportunity to create a framework too, from like a privacy perspective. If you're worried about the technology that's coming into your home and whether or not your child should have access to certain things on mobile devices, this is a really good opportunity to have a little bit of planning in place, so that way when the school year starts and everything gets very busy very, very quickly, you have that plan in place and you're ready to roll with the challenges that come from the start of every school year. So certainly there are a lot of best practices out there that we would encourage folks to find. We have a lot of that information available on bpp.org.
And it's not just the kids that are going back to school; it's also the teachers. And again, you mentioned it right off the top. My sister, again, is a teacher here with LPS, but asking for discounts. A lot of places now are going to give discounts for teachers as they get ready to restock their classrooms.
Yeah, a lot of stores and software companies will offer discounts, but typically you have to ask. Some of them are available to students or with a .edu email address or a student ID. Others might have a discount for signing up for marketing materials or online coupons and discounts. It does not hurt to ask. Even if you don't see a deal advertised at the store, I've heard countless stories of folks getting significant discounts just by simply speaking up at the cash register. So if you have a question and it's a retailer that might be providing a discount, it's always in your best interest to ask. But certainly, there are going to be deals this time of year that aren't going to be available at any other time throughout the calendar. So this is a really good opportunity to speak up and ask if there's an opportunity for a retailer to provide you with a discount.
And my wife is guilty of this. I always tell her, because she doesn't want to bother people, and she thinks maybe it's maybe impolite to ask for a discount. Worst thing they're gonna say is no. So I mean, it's worth a shot.
That's a Midwestern story in a nutshell, right there.
Yes.
Just ensuring that everybody leaves the interaction on good terms. Folks, I promise you, field much stranger inquiries than whether or not they're offering discounts at this particular time. And many retailers, provide these specifically because they want to create more of a dialogue with their customer base. So these are opportunities that you're never going to know if they're there unless they're going to market it or you ask. So certainly we'd encourage folks to have that conversation and see if you can make some money in the process.
100%. And you mentioned it, but buying in bulk again. I'm only buying for two. There are many other families out there that are buying for 3, 4, 5, 6, if not even more. Again, some of the big box stores, whether it be Sam's Club, Walmart, Costco, things like that, they've got all their back to school stuff out. And again, you can buy a lot for not very much.
Yeah, there are going to be things that you're going to need throughout the entire year. So I know it's very easy to focus on 30-day snapshots for all of us, regardless of if you have a child or if you're going back to school. If you can think 60, 90, 120 days down the road, you're going to be so much better off. That's where the discounts come from is when you buy in bulk. They will provide some sort of financial benefit as a result. You're going to need things like paper towels, like tissues, like wipes, hand sanitizer, paper and pencils, folders. That stuff is not going to go out of style in December or in January. This is something that you can use year round. And so if you can think a little bit more in terms of yearly planning around this time of the calendar, you're going to be so much better off, and there are going to be real financial incentives to do so.
100%. I have to tell. I've been telling my oldest he has a Paw Patrol backpack from last year, and I told him you don't have to get the new Paw Patrol backpack. You already have the Paw Patrol backpack. But that's a whole other story. Obviously, every time we talk, we always talk about relying on safe shopping, best practices, especially online. Again, if you're not buying a lot of your supplies in store, you're probably ordering a lot of it off Amazon. So just making sure you're using a reputable source, using that credit card or something that has fraud protection included in it.
Absolutely. There are going to be a lot of clickbait ads that you're going to see this time of year, specifically on social media, and it'll feature items that maybe you imply you want or need based on, your previous search history. There's also going to be a lot of folks who are not interested in expediting your transaction. They're interested in making away with your personal and your payment information. So again, double and triple check that URL. Make sure you're on an HTTPS site to ensure that your account has very little chance of being compromised. You really want to have that in your back pocket before you provide any of this information. There's going to be a lot of cut rate discounts that you'll think, wow, I can't believe, I found this coupon, or I found this site that I haven't heard of, but look at these prices. Consider the market value of that product before you engage in any sort of business transaction. If it is 75% off, that is a cause for concern. And then take note of these ads. If you think that it's legit, but you can't really tell, take note of that ad. Go to the store's website by directly typing it into the search bar. You'll be able to tell, right? They'll have that information on the site, and all too often you could save yourself so much money by just going and double and triple checking that the site actually is running that offer versus clicking on the ad. There's just simply no way of knowing that you are going to be taken to where that ad says it is going to take you to. So if at all possible, type in that information manually in your browser. I know it's a bummer. I know it takes longer, but it really does keep you protected. And then, as you mentioned, Bill, if you can use a credit card when purchasing, you at least have the chance to dispute that transaction in the case that something were to go wrong, right? We don't like to assume that that's going to happen, but the reality is things happen, and you need to be able to engage with that business or at least dispute that charge. And credit cards are going to be the way that you can do that.
100%. Back to school shopping, it's supposed to be fun. Obviously for the kids, it's a lot of fun. For the parents, maybe it's not as much fun. And even before we started, Josh, you told me that you thought back to school supply shopping was even better than Christmas, which I think that's a pretty bold statement.
Yeah, everyone has their own special holidays. Mine happens to be anything that involves consumer protection or consumer high points. So this is my Super Bowl.
Awesome. All right. Again, it's supposed to be a fun thing. Hopefully, again, for everyone, it is. But again, just following some of these simple steps. Josh, are we missing anything today before we let you go?
Just to recap, it's a really good opportunity to set a yearly strategy for yourself, for the privacy settings for technology in your home that your students have access to, for the supplies that you think you're going to need 6 months from now. This is a really good opportunity before things get really, really busy and it's very easy to fall into the weeds and the weeks start to blur together. This is a chance to really create a framework and a strategy for yourself and your household for everything from shopping to technology use. So certainly we'd encourage folks to go to bigbb.org to access a lot of this information, which we think is helpful.
Awesome. All right, Josh, thank you as always for jumping in and joining us today with, again, another good and timely topic. We appreciate all your insight today.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Again, that was Josh Planos with the Better Business Bureau. Again, talking about back to school shopping. Again, a lot of folks going to be hitting the stores here over the next couple of weeks, and again, just following some of those simple strategies can maybe help you save you some headaches. So, appreciate everyone for tuning in, for watching. Again, this segment always right around 2:00 every Monday. So again, I believe next Monday again we'll have another good topic, and we'll talk with Josh. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and for watching. As always, please keep it tuned to 1011 both on air and online for all of the latest news, weather, and sports. Hope everyone has a nice Monday afternoon.